Welcome to the Voices for Voices podcast, sponsored by Redwood Living. Thank you for joining us today. I am Justin Allen Hayes, founder and executive director of Voices for Voices, host, and Humanitarian. You can learn more about Voices for Voices on our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and our website, voicesforvoices.org. Voices for Voices is a 501c3 nonprofit charity organization that survives solely on donations. So if you're able to, please consider heading over to voicesforvoices.org to help us continue our mission and the goal and the dream to help 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. Or you can also send a donation to the mailing address of Voices for Voices at 2388 Beckett Circle, that's in Stowe, Ohio, USA 44224. Looking for a volunteer opportunity? We'd love to hear from you. Please reach out today via email at president@voicesforvoices.org. I founded Voices for Voices to provide a platform for folks to share their stories with others as we work to break the stigma around mental health, accessibility, and disabilities, helping get people the help they need while also helping them prepare or transition into the workforce with the Voices for Voices Career Center, where we connect talent with opportunity for job seekers and employers from coast to coast and in every industry and job level. Today, we are thrilled to welcome Anna Kłos to the Voices for Voices podcast from 4,500 miles away in Warsaw, Poland. So for our audience, our listeners, our viewers, our readers, just want to give a little bit of background, how I have come to this point to connect and meet with Anna. So last June, our organization was able to travel to Warsaw, Poland to deliver some humanitarian aid to some of the Ukrainians who are fleeing from the aggression from Russia. And so in that visit, I was able to have a translator, Marta Resnick, and she was able to speak, or not was able, she is able to speak Ukrainian, Russian, Polish, and English. And so with her help at the initial stop at the convention center of delivering some supplies, we were able to come in contact with an individual who we have with us here today, who has a private residence, who in this private residence is for homes for mothers and small children, all from Ukraine. And so this is actually the first time I'm meeting Anna kind of face-to-face, virtually, through the translator that I was gracious to have on the visit. We were able to take one of the mothers to one of the local grocery stores, get some groceries, and be able to help in that way. And since returning from Poland, continuing to want to support Anna, her mission, her vision for her home for mothers and small children, and hopefully I say this correctly, Matki. I think that's in Polish, which I think you can correct me, Anna, exactly what that means and how that came about. So today, I am so happy, so thrilled to be able to be talking face-to-face virtually and have for our audience, our viewers, our listeners, our readers, not only here in Northeast Ohio in the United States, in Warsaw, Poland, and across the world. That Anna's story and what she's done, she's a true humanitarian, and it's nothing short of amazing. So with that, thank you for joining us today on the Voices for Voices podcast, Anna.
I tell that I'm very honored to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. And it's Matki. Matki means mother's home. It's very important for us that it's not house, it's really home. And it's not my private project. I'm a coordinator, but it's a project of a lot of private companies and foundations. The most important in this is a company called Provident, which is our main donor.
Okay.
They donate money for all house employees and everything for technical issues. And Foundation Inna Przestrzeń, which is a foundation which provide logistic and something like this. We work with many other companies, foundation, government institution, because we believe that any single project can't heal this situation. This have to be of a lot of people and a lot of foundation in common, because only together we can handle with this situation. We start our work like place, safe place for mothers with newborn and pregnant women. But for now, we work for many more people, because in first few months, we have to focus on our place to make this the best place for this woman. But after this, we start to think that our hearts are too big to help only this small amount for people, because our home is only for 12 families, because it have to be small, because small children and pregnant women need calm and place without a lot of people. So we decide that this amount will be safe and comfortable for them. But any people which we help want to help as many as they can, and it was with us. So we start to think what we can do, and we decide that a lot of people give us products for newborns, but we have only a few newborns, and things we have for at least 100 newborns. So we start a program with start to give starter sets for pregnant women and mothers of newborns, which don't live in our place, which live in the whole Warsaw. And at the beginning, we give 1, 2, a few, but after a few months, now we give 100 packages like this every month. So it's a lot of people which really need kind of help. And we have some sponsors which give us bottles and products for newborns. And Scottish people made a collection for us and come to us with a lot of other products. And we make events on our district in Warsaw to collect clothes for newborns. And we do this like this. But after this, we start to think that we can do more, because this works. So we can invent next idea. First, what we did, we start to think, like I said at the beginning, that the most important is to make something like sharing information and sharing products to don't waste anything. Because, sometimes donors give us a lot of one kind of product with short term, and it can be too much for our people which live at our home. but it's a lot of other places which need this in the same time. So we start to contact with other points in Warsaw and near to Warsaw. And at this time, we share products like like clothes, like vegetables, with 13 points in Warsaw and in our district. So it's a lot of people which can take this help for us. After this, we start to think that we can do more.
Yeah.
You know, like you do something, and when it works, you start to think after next things. So we had 200 plus toys before, because in Poland at 6th of December is St. Nicholas Day, and it's time when children receive presents. So we start to think that we have these plush toys and we haven't children as many to give this. And we put advertisement on our Facebook that we have this plush toys and we can give this to Ukrainian mother which need presents for their children. And, you know, we are not in the middle of our city, and coming to us is kind of barrier because we have a problem with public transport in this area. But 70 people come to us for only this one plush toy. So we start to think that they really need help if they decide to long journey only for this small kind of present. So we contact with some partners organization of us, and we decide to make this event again at 11 of December, which was Ukrainian version of St. Nicholas Day. And we decide to package with food, with hygiene, with present for children, and with present for mothers. Because very important for us in our work is to remember that mothers are really important in this. It's not only about helping children, because the mothers need to protect their children. And to do this, they have to feel strong and safe and important in everything of this. So we decide that giving present of mothers is this small kind of giving them this kind of being important. And we had 200 of packages. And whole of day I spent in our little magazine, decide what we can do more, because a few hundred of people come to us, and we decide that nobody can live without present.
Yeah.
So we did this new packages in the time when people come, and this day we give 1,100 packages. And it was absolutely cosmic almond for us, because it was so many people at our gate, and they stand literally for a package of noodles or rice. And it was horrible for me, because it means that this people has a really hard situation. And it was a very nice day from other side, because a lot of mothers know about this event, not from us, but from partner organization and from government institution, which we inform about this. And they didn't know that we give present for mothers. So a lot of time they has tears in eyes and say us that it's really, really nice from us, and it's really touching for them that they receive present for their. And you know, I felt that what we do is really important this time, because we can help with products, with food, with hygiene, but nothing is more important than feeling of being important in this. And we start to make this for women. Sorry, it's my child.
Yeah, you're okay. This is awesome. This is great.
It's part of my story because
Yeah.
when war starts, I can't sit on my couch and watching this interview because I have two small children at my home and I can't imagine what I should do in this situation. So I decided I have to do everything to help these people. And I have a lot of luck because I found company which thought about this like me, and we decide to do this together.
Yeah. So how does it make you feel, like sitting back? And I know you can't really sit back and look at things from a plane's view of what all you've accomplished and with your partners and somewhat of a shorter period of time. How does that like emotionally make you feel when you help another mother, another child give a present, work on getting. I saw a couple months ago when getting lights installed on the street so they would feel things like that. I mean, those are important things that even here in the United States we take a lot of stuff for granted, and like when you have things like that go on, how does it make you feel, I guess?
No, it's like it's a lot of fun because you prepare action and you have a lot of work. You are really tired, and after this, you see these people, their children. You see that your work make real difference. It's not like in shop. I really love shops and workers at shop, but it's nothing to compare because at this you saw that lives these people make better because of your work, and after this you can feel exhausted, but you are happy, and I have no words for this because if if you have children, it's like when you first time see your children and you realize that their life are in your hand, and it's something like this because you see that you make something which give the people which has real problem. They haven't homes, haven't their country because it's war in Ukraine. Their lives are at least a bit better because of you and your work.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, and that's how I felt when I first arrived at I call it the convention center, the large building that in Warsaw. I know there's a couple different ones, I think, and when I first arrived with Marta and seeing just a couple bags with one person, I just can't imagine just as an individual, what that'd be like. Whatever amount of time, if you have an hour, if you have a day, a week, the plan. It's like, okay, take something that you can travel with. Like, what do you pick? And I just can't.
Okay, a lot of people can't choose what they take because they haven't this possibility because they come from, for example, destroyed building. One of our mothers come from her house, but she can do this only because her daughter woke her up earlier than normal, and she want breakfast. So when they was in a kitchen in the part of building, the part of building with her room was destroyed. So she come to us only with this daughter and only with what's left from her life.
It's
and we have other perspective for this because most of points in Poland has people with for a few days, so they come, find another place and go. But because we have a place for pregnant women and women with newborns, we decide that they don't need place for a few days. They need place for at least few months to accommodate here can get birth or children grow some, and we decide that we should be placed for at least 1 year. So
Okay.
our mothers are a long time. Okay. My children can't agree what to do with Deutsch. Okay, and we decide that these mothers need help for a long time. Okay, we'll be alone on vision. Chodź.
Yeah.
Chodź.
Yeah.
Zobacz. Zobacz.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean, it fits right in. I mean, you are a humanitarian and you have.
I'm the mother.
Yeah.
So, and Leon worked with me at mother's home. We are always together though.
Yeah.
So we decide that this kind of woman needs really long-term help. So our mothers are with us for at least few months. They can live in our place for 1 year, from get birth on 1 year if they come with children.
Okay.
So they are like family for themselves and for me, because I know everything about children's gift, about problem with education, and it's other perspective. But this group of people are really have problem because pregnant women are only pregnant, so they haven't social help for children because in legal way they haven't children.
Yeah.
They are only pregnant. And working in advanced pregnancy is really hard. And if you don't know language of country when you come, it's impossible to work in last 2-3 months of pregnancy. So they haven't money, they can't have job, they can't find apartment, and it's absolutely hard situation because of this. So we decide to help of this group of people, and it's why we make this kind of house. Which, for example, our house is completely. I have problem with this word. Not fixed, but painted, and
Yeah.
by volunteers from Pomagam program. It's our main donor program of social social service, something like social work volunteer program. And they did this only in 3 weeks. So it was very, very quick. And I noticed people, and they was really devoted to this. And after this, I come and start to make from house home. Mm-hmm. And now we have a lot of help from this program, from other foundation, and we work in this place in other way, that in other places, because we can work about learning them Polish, because we have 3 times a week lessons for our women, and we can help them in a psychological way, because if we have them 7 days per week, we can provide some activities which need time and which need stability. So we can help them in whole picture. Yeah.
Yeah. One area I was really blown away with, just from being a U.S. citizen, and I think just assuming things and just going to a foreign country, so just traveling and in a way not sure like how people are. Sometimes you travel places and people are nice, sometimes they're not. And I was just blown away by the Polish people in yourself. And when Marta told me this story, that her husband doesn't like dogs, and but when somebody came to her attention that needed help and a place to stay overnight because they were going to catch a train the next day, and this individual, they had a dog, and she called her husband and said, we really would like to help out. They're going to catch a train or a bus tomorrow. Can we have them stay? But they have a dog. And she said that her husband, he lightened up and was just so helpful and wanting to just help the person as a human being and as an individual. And I'm not saying that people here in the United States wouldn't do that, but I was just blown away of how there's a problem and there needs to be somebody to help, and that situation arises, and she didn't think twice about it, and you didn't think twice about what you're doing. It's like, okay, we're doing this, but now we can do a little bit more, and then a little bit more.
But it's not about being nice or bad, being nice person or not. It's when you see that people are dying at your borders and starving and haven't blankets and warm clothes. You don't think about this because we all are human, and these people need our help. And for now, for our Polish people, it was very touching because not me, because I'm too young, but we was in the situation in beginning of Second War, because we haven't place to go, and it was absolutely horrible for us, and take a lot of people with this. So I remember all of this from my grandma stories, and a lot of people remember this from other stories. And, we can't let this be again. So we are only human, and I believe that when war come to other place at whole world, every people will do the same what we do, because it's easier when it is on other part from work. But Ukrainian people has the same culture like us. The languages are very similar. So a lot of people which come to Poland don't know Polish language, but we can speak that. We speak Polish and they speak Ukrainian, and it's okay. Yeah. Maybe sometimes we have problem, but we can communicate like this. They have the same holidays like us, and they are close for us because of this cultural closing. So I think it was a normal situation. The Polish people are not angels. We are very arguing nature, yeah. But in the front of humanitarian problem like this, sorry.
It's okay.
But I believe that in humanitarian crisis like this, we can't do anything other than what we do. And I was really touched to see how many people in Poland can help, and how united we was in this, because it was beliefs time in our new history when we was united like this, but the occasion was really needed.
Yeah. I just again, I'm blown away about what your partners, how that help and helping on. I mean, it's a big scale. You start with a smaller amount, and then it grows, and then people hear about it, and it just continues to, okay, how are we gonna grow, or how are we gonna help this pregnant mother and with the children, and just being in that position to have the partners, I think, has that been one of the helpful things? Because I think here in the U.S. of trying, if the situation comes up of how it might be difficult to kind of bring people at organizations together and get everybody kind of marching to the same tune of, okay, we're all going to do these 3 things, and then after these 3 things, we're going to do these 3 things. Was that easy, getting everybody to kind of go at the same speed and towards the same objectives?
Yeah, my children play with my computer a lot of times, so it can be this problem.
No worries at all.
I thought that it's natural, because I believe that a lot of people has this in their heart. They like to help, they like to do good things, and they only need someone to show this way. And we start to do this, and we start infect people with our ideas. Because, when you hear this, it starts to be obvious. We have to be together. We have to do something to help people which has the hardest situation. And when you hear this, it's natural that you want to do this. And a lot of organizations start to think the same, that it's important. We are only people which show what is really need in this. Now usiądź na chwilę. And now we start a new program because we realize that food help in Poland is on a really low level, and a lot of time, it takes a lot of time to stand in a queue to wait for a few products. And mothers pregnant and mothers with newborns can do this, because pregnant women can't stand on bad weather a few hours, and mothers with newborns too, because they have to place to feed children, to change diapers, and it makes that a lot of help points are not are impossible to come to these places. So we decide that we start a program with giving food bags for especially this group. And at February, we're gonna give first tour of this, and will be for registration. So a woman tell us that she wants come for packages and come only specific for this hour, to avoid standing and waiting and like this, because they really need help, but this helping have to be think about their conditions and their possibilities.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Our time is just about up. Everything you're saying is just so. Just how your mind works is amazing. So how can people get in touch and help out?
The best way to help us for now is, of course, donate money. It's very important because for now we need money for buying food for this last program. And we have very nice course of changing currency, and something which cost $1, for example, in United States, cost 20% of this price in Poland. So we can buy more for the same money. So this is very important for us and can give us opportunity to help more people. Because, for example, one packages with food, it's about 40 zlotych. Yeah. It's about $10. So every $10 which is give for us, let us opportunity to help one mother too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is there anything we missed or didn't add to to our conversation today?
No, I
Okay.
think everything is okay, and with all of
Oh yeah. That's
microphone problems.
no. It's okay. We'll be able to get that worked out. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you for inviting me to do this. It's very important for us, and I'm very happy that I can speak about this to people at work.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll close out, and then we'll get a couple pictures, and then I'll let you go with your evening.
I go to buy products for first event. So,
It's just started.
yeah. Because my husband work at day, so I work at evenings, and now it's 7 at Poland. So my husband come to house, and I gonna go to my work.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for joining us today on the Voices for Voices podcast. We're absolutely thrilled that we're able to bring Anna Kłos today to you, whichever way that reaches you, whether that's audio, whether that's through television, through YouTube, through the transcripts, and please reach out to Anna's organization, and hopefully this conversation was helpful. It was helpful to me, and I'm just grateful and thankful to be able to bring this to kind of Northeast Ohio area, as well as across the United States, and really the world with our following on LinkedIn. So thank you for joining us on the Voices for Voices podcast. This is founder, humanitarian, host, and executive director of Voices for Voices, Justin Howland Hayes. I hope you have a great day, and please be a voice for yourself and someone in need.